Hello, happy voting day. I did not vote early, and I'm gonna be honest, I never do. I'm trying to get better at it, but I almost always wait until the morning of voting day, which is, I would like to do better at that. But nonetheless, something is better than nothing, so here we are. I just wanted to share because I think I'm really fortunate that my parents taught me how to vote. So I wanna walk you through kind of the way that they would do that. We would take the ballot and we would go through each question. And like my mom would read it to me or whatever, and then my parents would be like, how do you feel about that? Like, what do you think? And I would think about it. So let's just go for this first one. State Advisory number 39, the legislature increased without a vote of the people the tax on aircraft fuel from 11 cents to 18 cents per gallon, costing $14 million in its first 10 years for government spending. This tax increase should be repealed or maintained. Okay, so sometimes it's worded really tricky and you're like, what? And that's usually on purpose. So let's find this one. So State Advisory number 39. I'm looking in the right one. Oh, no, I'm not. Okay, right here, this says state and this says King County. So that's not the right pamphlet. This one, general election for the state. So this is where I want to go, my bad. And if you go to the table of contents right here, it'll say different things. So I'm looking for state advisory vote number 39. So advisory votes, there we go, page 8. So advisory vote number 39 right here. So now it's gonna walk you through basically how the cash receipts for this and how it's going to play out for the next, it looks like 10 years. Again, I have no strong feelings about this yet. Don't care, okay? So here's how you vote for things you don't really care about. You gotta figure out a little more detail. So final votes cast, and then if you wanna see who voted, you go to the next page. So it's good to know your district. So I'm in District 30, so I'm gonna find my district and I'm gonna see how some of the candidates from my district voted. Jamila Taylor, also Democrat, voted yay. Jesse Johnson, also Democrat, voted yay. They voted yay on both. So then I go back, I'm like, okay, they voted yay. What does yay mean? I'm making this more confusing. Okay, I have to call my parents. I literally had to call my dad because I already got confused. So for example, this first vote, the vote that we are making is this tax increase should be repealed or maintained. And so if you look to see how your legislator voted, theirs is phrased yay or nay. And so I was confused. I was like, did they vote yay to maintain or yay to repeal? So they have already voted. They voted yay or nay on the original vote, which was to increase it, okay? Now we are voting to repeal or maintain it. Hopefully that makes sense. If not, let me know. I looked, I was like, oh, somebody that I support and that my values align with voted maintained. So I'm going to vote maintain. I don't have to understand all the nuances of aircraft fuel tax. Like, that is ridiculous to expect yourself to individually research and care that much about all of these issues. That's why we vote people into power to represent us, because that is their job. So you want to find people who you agree with and who uphold values that you think are important for our society, vote them into office so that they can do these votes for you, and that's how democracy works. It's not about you as an individual researching every tiny little thing and making each decision from scratch, okay? So next one. Okay, there we go, boom. Now, there are some things that you don't have to vote for at all if you don't want to, but if you're just like, you know, I don't know enough, I don't really care, you can find some of those voters guides I talked about before. I like to look at The Stranger just because, I don't know, they make it really easy to understand, and their values generally align with mine, not always, but I use it as just kind of like a guide where I can be like, okay, how do they feel and what are their arguments for and against each issue? And you can just be like, they voted this, okay. Like, you can do that. It's totally fine. All right, so now I'm coming down into the county level. I made my King County pamphlet, so different pamphlet. I am looking Charter Amendment number 1. So let me find in this ballot, hopefully it's easy to find. It's not. So, shall King County Charter be amended? Okay. So let's just say for this one, I'm gonna go a different route. I'm going to look at a voting guide. County. Now I'm looking at the stranger, and it says yes. And then it explains why they have chosen to vote yes. Approving this measure would move elections for 12 county offices from odd years to even years, including blah, blah, blah. I don't know why that matters. Let's find out. According to a staff memo, this one move would increase voter turnout by as much as 30% on average. That's crazy. Anything that increases voting turnout is definitely good. As it turns out, simply holding elections on years when everyone's already talking about elections can expand the electoral. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Amplifies the voices of young people, people of color, people of low incomes, and low propensity. So basically what they're saying is that based on their metrics, moving the vote from odd numbered years to even numbered years would help voting fatigue. So it would help people who normally, like if it's not a major election, they don't pay attention. It would help those people pay attention more. Yeah, I agree. So I'm gonna vote yes. I agree with that argument. I find that upholds the similar values that I hold, and I didn't have to like do hours of research, right? Okay, so next, proposition number 1. Okay, now we are at some people, okay? So now I'm going back to candidates, okay? This one's important. Patty Murray, Tiffany Smiley. Tiffany Smiley, her name sounds very friendly, however, no elected experience. Consider that when you're looking at hiring anybody. I'm not saying we don't need to like swap people out and like get new faces in there, but like no prior elected experience. So just like, would you hire somebody that has 0 experience? So something important to know about Tiffany Smiley is that she is anti-choice. So she does not support the right to an abortion. Generally anti-trans, anti-environment. Anyways, she's more of like a Trump side Republican. So absolutely not from my perspective. Patty Murray's been there forever. I'm not saying she is the best, but she has been there for a really long time. She knows her shit, and she definitely aligns with my values a lot more than Tiffany Smiley. Can't get on board with anybody who's still post-Trump is okay with running Republican. The party has just gone so out of left field to me that it's just like, I can't get on board with that. So the people one is pretty easy for me. I just want to make sure more people of color are in office. I want to make sure more people with views that align are in office. Okay, so on the back side, State Supreme Court, Court of Appeals, District Court, all of these people are running unopposed. So I'm gonna look into if there's any like write-in candidates that people are talking about. But again, something is better than nothing. So if you're like, you know what, that's all I have time to do. All these people are running unopposed. At least you got the first side done. So now we are done with our vote. Did I get it all? Yes, I did. So now I'm gonna fill this out. All done. Okay, so now I'm just gonna look at where I can drop it off. I already know, but just for the sake of this video, I'm going to look. Here we go, 24-hour drop boxes. You have until 8 p.m. You have time. And you just can drop off your sealed envelope in any of these locations. All that I searched was King County voting drop box. I'm gonna go to the library, drop mine off, but here are all these different options in different areas. You do not have to go stand in line and vote in person. You can just swing by, drop off the ballot, and be done with it. And just like that, we're done. Go vote. You have until 8 p.m. tonight. Get it done.